What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Check Down Podcast. I am Shirtless Pat. Think of my body as like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and my shirt as Chase Claypool. They're completely separated, and we're both really, really happy about it. With me today, I got Cody. I like to bitch about getting scored on in fantasy, my goats. Just score better, bro, and you won't have this problem. I got Chris, who decided he was going to spend time with us instead of masturbating, so we appreciate it, and he looks like he's frozen. No eyes moved. There we go. We got Greg. Greg, we're going to have a lot to talk about. We got Chiefs Titans this week, so I'm going to let you have it that with me. All right, so let's go ahead and let's break the huddle. Guys at home, if you haven't hit subscribe yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and everything. We're going to have a lot of good stuff for you. So we're going to break the huddle. We're going to get into first down. Anybody watching at home, please put into the comments what your favorite trade was or your most impactful moment of the week was. So there's been a lot going down with the trade deadline. This is probably the most exciting trade deadline we have had yet that I can think of in recent years. It has been just as exciting as NBA, NHL, or MLB trade deadline. So, Cody, give me your favorite trade of the week.
All right, my favorite one's probably a lot of people's biggest ones. I'm going with the Bradley Chubb trade. Miami prior to this trade was 22nd in the league on getting pressure on the quarterback, and you bring in a guy who's one of 5 players in the league right now with over 5.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. I mean, you filled a big need, and in my opinion, you didn't give up that much for him. So in a league where you got to play Josh Allen twice a year and you're in the same conference as Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and the likes, so it's not a bad move to get another edge rusher.
I think the best trade was the trade for Trey Lance a few years ago. The 49ers gave up all those first-round picks, and the the Dolphins really took advantage. Chris, best trade of the week.
I thought the Dolphins suck, but my trade of the week is Robert Quinn going to the Eagles. Solidifies the defensive line. Jordan Davis even got hurt the other game. I had to follow up on injury, but edge pressures would makes and breaks championship teams. You saw it last year with the Rams. I think Von Miller put him over the edge. I think that's what we'll have at Buffalo this year. But Robert Quinn gives the Eagles that edge rusher to come off the edge in big moments in the game, even though most of the quarterbacks in the NFC can't throw over 250 yards this year.
NFC quarterbacks are trash. Can you imagine a team already good having a pass rush? I think the Eagles' move with Robert Quinn was huge. I think that was probably one of the best out there, really, throughout the whole season, even off season. Because last year he had a pretty good year. This year he's been – I don't know if he's really been too impactful or if he's been hurt. He hasn't really
done much. He only has like a sack on the year.
Izzy, these are for you. We got some eggs for you. We got Mario throwing up some eggs. We got some dedicated fans knowing you're going to get that egg.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't know how you throw an egg up when your trash Steelers haven't won shit without Trubisky.
They're rebuilding. That's why they got rid of Claypool.
Oh, but how do you rebuild when you have a team that fucking was, made the playoffs last year?
You got a point. People, you can post something in the comments. We can read it for them.
I saw something that Kenny Pickett has the most interceptions in his first 4 starts. The most interceptions in the first 4 starts is Ryan Leaf. So I want to sip on that one.
Man,
yeah, but Ryan Leaf was drafted number 2 behind Peyton Manning. So
Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah, but he was 20th.
Patriots are 4-4 with a 4th round quarterback out of Western Kentucky, and the Steelers fans here are like, "Ugh, okay, Steelers, how about you actually win something?"
It's okay. Izzy's just mad that he's gonna have to smash one over his head.
You never agreed to it. There's no video proof of you ever agreeing to the deal, but I'll do it because I'm not a bitch.
I think if I had some time, I'd pull up the YouTube clip of you saying it. But
he's never agreed to it. He always went around it because he got nervous. I know, Greg.
Well, we have witnesses, so it's okay, Izzy. No worries.
Yeah, bro, it's a bunch of angry little Steelers fans because they're gonna watch their team suck for the next 10 decades.
Jeez. All right, we're heated. All right, Greg. Let's get back on track. What is your best trade of the weekend or the week? Or
so
today?
obviously this one's going to be a little bit biased, but I like the trade that the Chiefs made for Kadarius Toney. They gave up the 3rd round pick. That one they acquired by getting rid of Poles and sending him over to Chicago, and also a 6th round pick as well. Tony he's had his ups and downs. Obviously he showed some really, electric signs like over in New York. Brett Veach loved him coming into the draft. However, the Chiefs knew that they were not going to get him in that spot because they picked towards the end, and the Giants ended up taking, I think it was like 16 or 17 or something. But Brett Veach really liked him. He thought he'd be a really good fit for the offense. I low-key like it. If he can stay healthy, I think he could be a real impact player in this offense. I also think that this means that McCole Hardman's time in Kansas City is probably coming to an end. This is the final year of his contract. I don't think the Chiefs are going to go out of their way to resign him. Tony has great control over the next 3 years. He's owed not that much money because he's still on his rookie deal. So, if he can stay healthy and keep his head in the game, I think this could be a real boom player for the Chiefs offense.
I kind of really agree with you. I thought Tony had a lot of potential to be something huge, and he just didn't have the opportunities with Danny Dimes. So we'll see what Patrick Mahomes can do. I really like that trade. 2 trades that we didn't talk about, we're going to skip over here real quick. Chase Claypool, when I initially said it, I was like, what are they doing in Chicago? But it makes a lot of sense to me, actually, because the Bears have a young quarterback they want to develop. So why not give him some cheap talent instead of drafting a veteran or paying a veteran or drafting another rookie? Give him somebody that has a little bit of experience, has proven himself to be a decent wide receiver. And in Chase Claypool's mind, he's top 3. So let's see what he can do. Give Fields a little bit of help there. And then Hawkinson. We didn't touch on the Hawkinson trade. I think that was a good move for the Vikings. They were really lacking. Go ahead, Chris. What were you going to say?
Well, this Jaquan McMasteller commented. He said, Giants don't develop wide receivers. KC does. What wide receiver has KC developed?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill was great with Alex Smith. He was great with Mahomes. He was great.
He was still a wide receiver.
He was a baller from the beginning, bro. He was born a baller.
He was a specialist coming out of his college.
Sure, man. We'll throw you that.
Anyway, thanks for the love, Jaquan. We appreciate it.
Wasn't Tyreek Hill like a 4th-round pick or something?
Yeah, I think it was 3rd or 4th round, but he was significantly just known for his speed and special teams ability, but then they developed him into a receiver, and that's why he's so good as he is now. I mean,
the internet says Tyreek Hill was drafted in the 5th round of the 2016 draft. Jaquan says history proves it. I think these eggs are for you still, Izzy.
Pittsburgh has more of a history of developing wide receivers than Kansas City.
I mean, I even agree with that one. Look at the guys that have come out of there: Deontay Johnson, Juju.
Tyreek Hill, one wide receiver makes you developing a wide receiver organization. Tyreek Hill. Who else have they produced that's been a stud wide receiver?
Well, Tony.
Byron Pringle went out and got the bag.
Brian Pringle? Did you just talk about stud wide receivers and mention Brian Pringle in the same sentence? How about developing studs? You got one. You got Tyreek Hill. Where's the other ones?
Pringle went out and
Tony Gonzalez.
Come on, it shouldn't be hard to think about names.
But they still count.
Just saying.
Think of other receivers that the Chiefs have drafted before. Dwayne Bowe, maybe Dwayne Bowe, but I don't know if they developed him. I think he was, pretty good coming out of college. But Chiefs, I don't know. I feel like they don't really.
But how's a 1st-round pick? Never mind. I'm not getting this. Continue.
All right. So we're going to move into holds and folds. If this is the first time some of you guys are watching this, what it is I throw out a bold statement to one of these guys and they tell me whether they're going to hold it, which means they accept it, they believe it, or they're going to fold it, which means they don't agree at all. At home, feel free to put something in the comments that you think might be out there or a bold statement, and we'll talk about it here. The first one, I'm going to give this to Chris. Chris, you haven't been with us for a while. You haven't done a holds and folds for a while. But you have a little bit of a connection to part of this statement. So Lamar and the Ravens are the next Brady and Giselle.
What do you mean?
So Lamar and the Ravens are the next Brady and Giselle. They're going to split. They're going to divorce. They're not going to pay Lamar because they think
they're gonna pay him. They'll eventually pay him. They can't let him walk. He's gonna he's too much of a talented quarterback. And when you look around the league, and we'll get to this later on my rant, but Lamar Jackson is becoming an absolute machine. And if he has an arm, that's just biased towards him. He has a good arm. I think that he still has his legs for another 2-3 seasons at most, probably. As long as he stays healthy, doesn't get banged up, he'll have a long, good career in the NFL. like Josh Allen better be careful. That boy likes that contact, but one ACL and you could say bye-bye Buffalo.
I don't know. I was hearing some talks that, they think they could run the offense just as well with Tyler Huntley like they did when he was out last year. And with the help that they're getting, I think personally, if the Ravens want to have a successful long time, they need to pay Lamar. But there's always that chance that they decide maybe we can find another one in the draft. So we'll see. Cody, this bold statement is for you. The Eagles will finish the season undefeated. And if you would like, I can pull up the Eagles schedule here.
I don't even need to look at the schedule. I don't think it's going to happen. Their schedule, easy as it is, they're bound to lose at least one. We haven't seen an undefeated team since, the Patriots did it, but ultimately end up losing. I don't think they're going to. I've probably been more bearish on the Eagles than most have, but they keep on winning. But they're going to catch an L eventually. I'm going to fold it. Whatever that means.
They still got to play.
I want to apologize to everyone watching. What I'm munching on is some pretzels. I haven't eaten in 9 hours, so
they have.
Time to fill me up.
Who do they have left? No, that's the wrong schedule. That's last year. Damn, internet, give me the wrong ones. I know they got the Titans. They have the Cowboys.
It's a very easy schedule. I know that.
They got the Saints. I don't know, man. There's a chance.
Saints are a good team. Saints are a dark horse team.
There's always a chance. I don't think it's going to happen. Especially with the extra game this year now, or that they started last year. It's an extra game you have to win.
Damn, it is an easy schedule looking at it. Yeah, Texans.
It's a very easy schedule.
It's very simple.
Don't sleep on the Commanders either. 2-0 since Heineke took over.
It's the year of the backups.
I know.
Yeah, they got the Texans on Thursday night, win. Then they got Dallas. That might be their toughest game. Then they got Pittsburgh. Oh, wait, that already happened. Why is this doing this? All right.
The Dallas one's at the end of the season, I saw. They play at Dallas, but
I don't know what's wrong with my computer, but we got the Texans, the Commanders, the Colts, Green Bay, who's struggling. Then that's going to put them, if they win all those games, 10-0, 11-0. Then they play the Titans. That's probably a win. Then they got the Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants again.
I hear what you're saying. A lot of crappy teams, but all I'm hearing is a trap game. Personally,
15-2 Eagles go.
15-2. Yeah, Jaquan says they won't. They will sit the last 2 weeks of the season. I think that makes the most coaching sense. But if you have an opportunity to go perfect, I think you at least play your starters in the first half.
If they're going perfect, they won't set the players.
Agreed.
If they care about that. But the rest of the NFC is so soft and the schedules are so up and down, they might have this shit locked in by week 12.
They'll lose to the Cowboys in Dallas. Dallas should have beat them. Would have beat them the first time if Dallas was had Dak.
Cooper Rush.
That's true. All right. Last bold statement. Greg, this one is for you. The Falcons and the Seahawks, both leaders of their respective divisions, will miss the playoffs.
Oh, we'll miss the playoffs. I'm going to hold that. I think still the Bucs are going to win their division. I think the 49ers are going to win their division. And then at that point, it's going to come down to the wild cards. And I don't think the Falcons can hold up to it. Seahawks might have a chance, but they still, have to play the Rams and get past them. And you still have the NFC East, which is going to have the Eagles win that division. Then Cowboys are going to be making the playoffs as a wild card. So, maybe the Seahawks can sneak in as the third, but I think both of them will end up missing the playoffs.
All right. Great. We're going to move into second down for everybody at home. This is where we tackle some surprises and some busts. So make sure you put your favorite surprises, your winners, your losers, your busts of the week in the comments so we can bring them up and talk about them. So go ahead, Chris. Start us off with your boom or your surprise for the week.
My boom is a season-long boom, is the NFL cornerbacks. These guys grew up in a generation when wide receivers were just fucking poning corners. You couldn't touch them. And these guys have now mastered the craft, like Patrick Surtain, Gardner, who like just all around the league like, Jones from the Patriots, these young corners coming up from the college level now, they're used to having to deal with these like fancy, like can't touch, and they've just mastered it. And that's why you've seen a 22% drop in offense. These young corners generation is probably physically better than any of all time. Not by household name yet, by statistics and the rules that are against them. They are shutting down offense. Like if you look at the like any of them, like the unders, if you took unders in every NFL game this year, you would have a profit of. So I go with the young corners. The young corners are coming up. They saw how they were getting schooled. Back in the day, you only had a couple of elite ones, but a lot of these teams, their corners are playing really well.
Well, I think now a lot of athletes want to play corner. They talk about it's the toughest position on the field, and you get a lot of glory if you can go out there and you can shut people down. Revis Island started, Ty Law, everybody. So love Sauce. I'm getting there.
I agree. We're getting there. That's the second part. That's the second part to that. Trust me, your comment, Jaquan, that's coming. Don't worry.
Let's see. No, I think the QB play is at an all-time low. Yeah, Jaquan, we're going to get there and bust. Izzy also has a very similar thought to that.
I'll save my rebuttal for Izzy's when he talks about the quarterback in regards to that, but so we can move on. But I got a rebuttal for that one.
Well, we're going to just go right into you, Cody. Go ahead and give us your boom.
My boom's a couple guys, and I think they all deserve equal recognition. We got Donta Foreman, we got Tony Pollard. I'm sure you guys know where I'm going with this. We got AJ Brown, we got McCaffrey, we got Kamara, we got all these guys scored 3 touchdowns. I don't know if off the top of my head, but if someone could pull it up, I don't know if we've ever seen a week where we've had this many players score 3 touchdowns. It was just exciting to watch, especially when I had McCaffrey, Kamara in my fantasy lineups this week, and Foreman in a couple leagues. So it's definitely very exciting to watch.
So that goes to me. I have one winner, and I want to put the crown on him again, King Henry. This man has 4 consecutive games against the Texans with 200-plus rushing yards and 2 touchdowns at least 2 touchdowns in each game. He single-handedly won that football game. Malik Willis, he didn't look good. He didn't look bad. The future doesn't look bleak, but the future may not be Malik. All right, that's what we're sitting at right now after that game. So he didn't look great. Henry put the team on his back. After starting out the first 2 games without 100 yards, he's rushed for 4 straight games with 100 yards, and he's now number 2 or number 3 in rushing, and he's got 8 touchdowns on the year. King Henry's back. Put the crown on him. We'll see what happens at the end of the season. He's coming for Chubb.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, Chubb has something to say, but it's coming. Jaquan says,
no, this is what I was just thinking.
It is the Texans, but Derrick Henry. So, all right.
He owns the Texans.
Fun statistic for everybody. 200-yard games plus 2 touchdowns. King Henry has 6 of those games. 4 of those games happened against the Texans. The next closest persons were Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Jim Brown with only 3 of those games. So King Henry still went off. That's what it is. He's a beast. Anyway, suck it, Jaquan. All right. Go ahead, Greg. Hit us with it. You're going double bust this week.
Yeah, I'm going double bust this week because, I don't know, I'm feeling in a negative mood. I'm going to first start with Joe Burrow. Oh, my God, he looked like trash out there against Cleveland. Like, you thought he would play out with a chip on his shoulder because of how poorly they played against the Browns, like in the past, couple years. I think he's 0-3 against them. Well, now 0-4. But he just went out and just got smacked by the dog pound. He had a fumble, interception, and you know what? He just looked absolutely lost without Jamar Chase. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is what everybody expected Patrick Mahomes to do without Tyreek Hill. That's how bad that was. But he just looked completely lost. You still have Tyler Boyd. You still have Joe Mixon. You still have T. Higgins, Hayden Hurst. I know your offensive line's not that good, but come on. You got to get it together. At least do something in that game because that was an absolutely putrid performance. And for my other bust, DJ Moore. Get your head in the game. Holy shit. You score that huge touchdown. Your team's about to go kick an extra point to take the lead and basically win the game. and you have to take your helmet off like you're not supposed to. That's part of the rules. Jump in the stands, go absolutely nuts, extend the celebration, go so over the top, which then causes the 15-yard penalty, backs you up another 15 yards, then not making a chip shot, and your kicker misses an extra point. He single-handedly cost them the game, in my opinion, because of stupidity. Like, control your emotions. I know you're excited, but like, come on, that was absolutely pathetic.
I agree with you, Greg. I think DJ Moore should be embarrassed by that celebration, and I think DJ Moore should be at fault for that loss. I think
let me ask you this.
He wanted to lose that game. I think DJ Moore wanted to lose that game so they don't win, so they have less wins, so they can get a better draft pick, and they can get like CJ Stroud or Bryce Young.
Well, let me ask you this, guys.
Holy shit.
That call was called just because of the player. If Patrick Mahomes was out there dancing his little ass off, they would never flag him for being a little bitch.
I don't know what world we're living in.
Huh?
I don't know what world we're living in, where a guy who has 6 or 7 catches for 160 yards and a touchdown, a bust. I don't remember he was the one that let up 35 points. I also remember he was the one that caught this score to even tie the game. He didn't miss the field goal. Granted, he moved them back, but that's 48 yards. Granted, not a chip shot, but it's not the hardest field goal this field goal kicker is going to make. And also, he's not the one that lost the game in overtime. So I don't know how we're going to call him a bust, but
okay.
That's my 2 cents.
We can call him a loser. We can say that it's his fault.
We should say I'll agree.
See, Cody, if you were a no-name wide receiver, you'd be developed by Kansas City. You wouldn't be a bust.
I think the bust comes down to NFL officiating. If we're going to name a bust on this, it's the NFL officiating because they came out after and said he shouldn't have been flagged.
I mean, I didn't read the report of them coming out saying they didn't, but I'm pretty sure the rule is you have to keep your helmet on the field as long as you're not on the sideline, unless you're injured. So I didn't read the report why they said they missed it. I don't know. Maybe celebrations give you a reason to take your helmet off, but the rule is the helmet has to stay on unless there's a malfunction or you're on the sideline.
He also, like, the thing is, he took off his helmet, then jumped in like the stands and like was shouting in a person's face like directly in front of him. So I don't know if he was just like celebrating or.
Well, if jumping in the crowd and yelling at the crowd is a penalty, Green Bay should get penalized every touchdown.
Well, it's different if you're like it's a home game.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. It's different.
So the Lambeau leap is perfectly acceptable, but everything else is not.
Well, in the Lambeau leap,
I'm
not
just
taking
saying,
off his helmet and staring in the fan's face, shouting in his face who's directly in front of Lambeau leap. You jump up, they pat you on the back, and then you go back down. I mean, that's like pretty standard.
Oh, okay. And you're going to tell me DJ Moore was up there for longer than a Lambeau leap? He literally jumped up and fell down.
I heard he was taking selfies and taking shots.
How about this, guys? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to let everybody at home take a look, just in case if they somehow didn't see this play. And
all right,
we should post a poll. Can we do that?
We'll take a look. So everybody watching at home, go ahead and watch this. Let's see. Do you think this is a penalty or not?
Oh, beautiful!
Here it comes.
Full screen. This
is a great play too.
Unfortunately,
great throw by PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
Chucks it.
What a throw.
Great catch.
Oh my God. Oh, look at that. Look at that bust of the week. Oh my, he's not even it.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
That's your bust of the week.
He's out there celebrating with a helmet off. He doesn't try to put it back on.
Gosh. I remember a guy called Stephon Diggs did that in a playoff game one time. Granted, they didn't have to kick the extra point, but
I don't know, man.
It's not like it's the first time a player took his helmet off celebrating.
So what did they actually flag him for? Like, did they say what was the specific?
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
But like, was it in regards to taking the helmet off?
I think they said that. Yeah, like excessive.
I think so.
Something. I think is what it was.
Awful.
All right, so I'm going to go on with my bust as we talked about that probably a little too long. So my bust for the week is going to be Dan Campbell, but I'm going to make it Jaquan.
Thank you, bro. Soft.
Out here just hating on Derrick Henry. Come on, Jaquan. You're going to watch it so you're going to leave comments. Don't hate on my team like that. You're my bust for the week. And yes, you are so soft. All right. Didn't get to my bust. Izzy, go ahead. You said you had a rant.
Oh, my bust is like Jaquan said, is NFL quarterbacks are at all-time low. So the college game has finally caught up to the NFL where they haven't developed these quarterbacks. All they do is RPOs and quick slants and everything else. If you go on any fantasy type of betting. The average quarterback's betting line for passing yards is like 240 or below. 240 or below. Even these teams that are stacked can't air the ball out. These quarterbacks suck. Carr or Fields?
That's a
I think that's a separate question.
Yeah, you can finish your rant, then we'll get to that.
Oh, but overall, like, let's bring it up, right? Like, passing yards this week, NFL. Jalen Hurts, you're going, MVP leading Eagles, 240. David Mills, 218. Herbert, besides Herbert, Brady, Mahomes, and Allen, everyone else, no one else is even near the 270 for betting. Marcus Mariota, 165 passing yards in an NFL game. Jared Goff, 240. Rodgers, 240. Tua is at 260.
He threw 385 last week.
Another quarterback in the NFL, Justin Fields, 160. Trevor Lawrence, a first-round overall pick, 230. They don't have trash wide receivers and players he's thrown to. Like, it's embarrassing. The league's embarrassing. The rules are for offense. The defense is finally catching up. But the quarterbacks in this generation suck because the college game is ruining what pro football is.
I actually kind of agree with you because I looked at Malik Willis this past weekend, and you could tell. Now, he also played Division I, 2A, so the talent level wasn't exactly the same as the SEC. But he went out there, and he literally just relied purely on athleticism. You're not the most athletic person on the fucking field anymore. Your defensive tackles are just as athletic as you are. Like, you need to be better than this. And that's what the problem is. These quarterbacks are coming from college. These RPOs make sure they don't have to read extensive defenses, and they can make plays with their legs, and that's it. I'm kind of with you, man.
Like, athleticism in the college game is so high, but when, like Pat said it, when you play for Alabama, there's a bunch of 5 stars who are 4 stars who are all like run 4.4s and 4.5s, and you're gonna play like Mississippi State, and the one corner is gonna run 4.7. You can just blow by them and hit the guy on a vertical. Well, in the NFL, they scheme better. They compensate for things. They're all fast. College football is ruining the NFL.
So I would disagree. I just pulled it up. From 2010 to 2019, your average passing yards per game, the whole NFL, like every quarterback for,
now 22%
9 years. Well, it's 234 passing yards. So if we're looking at, these betting lines, I mean, 234, a lot of these quarterbacks are right at that average. And also my other rebuttal that I said I had before, is it that quarterback play is down that's making these rookie corners look good, or is it the corner development is up making these corners look good? Because, I mean, it could be both, but I mean, it could just be the shitty quarterback play making the corners look good.
No, I mean, the corners are good. I mean, there's not like knocking them. Like, just because the quarterback sucks doesn't mean the corner doesn't, like, you still have to throw the ball that way. Like,
but I'm just saying, is the shitty quarterback play making the corners look better than they are?
But you have some corners like Sauce, who didn't let up an entire touchdown his entire college career. You have Elijah Molden, who had 300 passes against him in college and only let up 1 touchdown. You have these guys that are doing it in college. They get to the pros, and they're still doing it. So I don't know.
Look, man, I'm just playing devil's advocate because I missed last week. So
you even have
I'm
corners
just
that are
devil's
getting
advocate.
drafted in. You have like corners getting drafted in like the 4th and 7th round who are starting in the NFL right now. Well, that's for the Chiefs right now. You got a 4th and a 7th round rookie starting.
Patriots too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to be based on, and they know that's the hardest position, and that's where athletes are being put. They're being put there in high school. Quarterbacks used to only play quarterback. Now they're like, oh, you can run and throw. You're playing corner.
And they're getting paid now.
Defense.
They're getting paid. People are seeing the corners starting to make big money.
And Jaquan said the NCAA is definitely not cut up to the NFL. Defensive IQ's off the charts for the NFL. Yeah, agreed, Jaquan. The NFL.
Look, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I wasn't here last week, so I'm trying to talk more. So.
Yeah, you and Chris just left me here look pretty and try to carry us to stardom. All right, Blake, we hope you're still watching. We didn't mean to postpone this, but we got sidetracked. Carr or Fields ORS? What is ROS? You guys know that?
Rest of season.
Oh, for the rest of the season. All right, I'm glad. I don't follow all that. For everyone at home, just write that in there because I'm not good with acronyms and shit.
For fantasy, I'd probably go Fields, but
so it's going Carr Fields for the rest of the season.
I would go Fields in general. I mean, he's starting to play better. His numbers are bouncing up. I mean,
got Claypool now.
Yeah, Claypool now. I mean, Kenny Pickett couldn't use them, but he's a stud.
Mhm.
So me
Yeah,
and Cody were just talking about this before, actually, because he got proposed a trade.
I like Fields. Yeah, I like Fields. Averages more fantasy points a game, and he's got the rushing upside.
The Raiders are a mess.
I'm going Carr. Something's going to happen. This team has to start winning games, and I think he's got the weapons around him to do it. Just because Chase Claypool's going there doesn't mean he's going to make an impact. Chase Claypool averages like 17 drops a game. So good luck. The wobbly ass ball on the field aren't going anywhere.
I'm not Pickett. It's hard to
Like 3-1, they're taking everyone's taking Fields. I would take Carr, but all three of these guys took L's to me these last few weeks in fantasy, so who knows? All right, moving on. Going into
the league. That's right.
we're tied.
No, I got the most points scored. So
You had like 2 games where you scored 200 points, and that's the only reason. That's carrying you.
doesn't matter. First.
All right.
All right, Cody.
We're going to move into third down. People at home, third down is what we talk about.
I guess we'll forget about my bust.
Oh, did I not do your bust? Oh,
I don't even want to talk about it though, because it's going to
Go
upset
ahead.
me.
You can go ahead. Because since we already said that, I already thought Carr was going to do good. You can talk about your bust.
Well, my original bust was the Raiders in the group chat that I sent, but that was before the NFL trade deadline ended. So my bust is the Green Bay Packers doing absolutely jack shit to address their depleted and just terrible receiver core they have right now. Your top 3 receivers right now are Romeo Doubs, who granted great game last week, but he's been so inconsistent up to this point. You have Amari Rodgers, who has as many fumbles career-wise as you do receptions. You have Sammy Watkins, who is just an afterthought. And your fourth receiver is – what's that?
Kansas City develops Sammy Watkins.
And then you have a 7th-round guy who caught a touchdown and looked pretty decent, in my opinion. But to not address that is just mind-boggling to me.
Well, you saw the thing I sent you, right, where they offered a second as well, but they got beat out by the Bears second because they thought the Bears are going to have a worse record. Like, at that point, you have to counter and throw in like a 6th on top of that to try to get them.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to get him, but like I don't know how much more. Like I would maybe throw a 6th or 7th on top, but I'm not paying that much more for Claypool. I already think a 2nd's an overpay for Claypool.
Kamara or Jonathan Taylor?
So Kamara, yeah. Or
Kamara,
JT,
easy. Don't even think about it. It's Kamara. Don't even think
JT.
about it. Alvin Kamara.
Chris, who you got?
I've never been a fan of Jonathan Taylor, so. And if it depends on the league too. If it's PPR, I mean, Kamara has just been eaten.
Well, Kamara just got his first touchdown of the season this weekend. So do we think that he's going to continue? Is Michael Thomas going to play? Is Jarvis Landry going to play? Because he's going to have to share some of that. So we got 2 for JT, or we got.
Well,
2 for
Jonathan
Kamara.
Taylor is like the only focal point of that offense and still can't produce. So,
Well, the
Cody's salty because he traded Tyreek Hill for Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor's brought him no return. While Tyreek Hill, under the
I'm
guy
really happy about it.
two a time, is having a career year.
2 is fucking killing it.
He was developed very well out of Kansas City, if you ask me.
Medicaid, I'm also leaning on Kamara for you. So we got 3 Kamaras and a JT. And then Andrew Quigley says JT, baby. So Quigs is also
Screw
going
you,
on.
Quigley. Screw you, Quigley.
All right, so guys,
I want Tyreek back.
Oh, look at that YouTube picture. Look at his profile picture.
Yeah, he
looks
looks cute.
Let's put it back up.
Looks like a little square.
Damn.
Guys, this guy went to Harvard. Okay, so quit talking.
He said he's a Harvard grad.
He's a Harvard grad. Okay, so daily fantasy, tomorrow's game, Eagles versus the Texans. I'm going to tell you my strategy, and you're going to have to spend a lot of money. I'm going with Hurts as my captain. I'm going with A.J. Brown. I'm going Dameon Pierce, and then I'm just finding a way to fill in my last couple slots. I think, one, you have to take a Texans player, and that's probably the only Texans player that's going to score points. And I think A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are clicking right now. So they're going to – you stack those 2, you might not win $1 million or whatever it is, but you're going to win some money. Anyone else got a daily fantasy lineup?
I didn't see that one, but the Eagles defense might not be a bad take this week.
That's a good pick. If you take them, then you have to find if you follow what I said, you have to find a $700 player, which might be difficult.
I would consider taking Miles Sanders over rushing yards this week against the Texans, considering how bad their rush defense is. He's been close. He's only hit one time in the last 5, but he's been borderline.
What is it?
79.5. He had 78 against Pittsburgh, 71 against Dallas. So,
well, the fucking Texans can't stop the run at all. Derrick Henry just went for 200.
that's what I mean.
Miles Sanders at 80 yards, I would say probably most likely. That's
And then
dude. Jonathan Taylor also run for like almost 200 yards against them. Like, even the shittiest of running backs are playing very well.
So, what about you think Dameon Pierce goes for 81.5? He got shut down by the Titans, something fierce. He only had like 35 yards.
Probably not.
But
I don't think so because they're going to be behind probably the majority of the game. Eagles are going to probably get out to a quick lead, and they're going to try to run it a little bit. But I mean, Eagles defense is good.
Would you have that rush yards for Pierce?
Pierce is at 81.5.
So
I'm sorry. He's at 61.5.
Yes.
81.5 rushing and receiving.
Yeah, then at 60. I mean,
I'll take 61.5. I'll take that over.
I think it's hard to bet against this running back at 60 because that's like 40 yard run. They're going to get it. Even if they have like
Eagles defense has been good though, so that's the only thing that I would raise the red flag at.
DraftKings has him at 15th against running backs. So 15 points.
Pierce is one of the best running backs in the league right now, breaking off long runs though. Like I said, Izzy said, you get one rush at 30 yards, you're halfway there already.
Speaking of Dameon Pierce, last week we talked about Kenneth Walker or Dameon Pierce for I Got Shrek. We told you right. We told you Kenneth Walker over Dameon Pierce. At least on my fantasy team, it worked out. So that'll work for you, Shrek. Let's see. I'm just taking a look here. What about Kyle Pitts? What about Kyle Pitts at the Chargers? 43.5 receiving yards. He was the most targeted person on the team for a few weeks now, and he had like 19 fantasy points last week. So does he get over 43.5 against the Chargers defense that's been struggling?
They'll probably have to throw the ball. So, I mean, I don't know. The way he's been this year, it's probably a bet I'd stay away from. But if I had a pick, I don't know. Because Derwin James will probably be on him, and Derwin James kind of held Kelsey in check. So
I would fade the bet. If I wouldn't do what Cody said. I try to stay away from that one. But all I'm saying with NFL bets is you always fucking go over, baby. One play, baby, all it takes.
Didn't Izzy like 20 minutes ago just say if you took the under on all the bets this year, you would have made a huge profit? But now he's saying take the over.
That's why I haven't made a huge
That's why he hasn't made a huge profit because he's been taking the over. All right. I'm just scrolling here to make sure there isn't any other good ones. So this will bring it back. Alvin Kamara, 110 rushing and receiving yards. Since we're saying he's the player over JT, do we think he gets 110 yards versus Baltimore?
I mean, probably. Like we said, he's the only guy that's going to see the ball on offense.
Yeah.
I mean, Baltimore did just trade for Roquan Smith. I mean,
Roquan Smith is an animal. I don't know how we didn't bring him up earlier.
I don't know.
That was a hell of a trade. That's a bust for us this week.
Put us on your bust list.
All right, Greg, do you have any sports bets, any lines you like, anyone you're fading, anyone you're taking?
Yeah, actually, right now the Chiefs are favored by 12.5 at home, which that line is insanely high. I am actually going to take the other side of that with the Titans plus 12.5. Like Andy Reid, other than that AFC Championship game, I think is like 0-3 against the Titans or 0-4 against them. Titans always play them tough. I would definitely take the Titans plus 12.5, and then I'd probably tease that into the Bengals, who are at -7 right now, bring that line down to just even money. They had money line against the Panthers, but yeah, that Titans line, that line stinks. I mean, Andy Reid off a bye, absolutely phenomenal. Chiefs are home. They're rolling. But 12.5 is a lot of points, especially against a team that, the track record isn't the best against.
Cool. All right, guys, we're going to move into fourth down. For everybody at home, this is where we just talk about random shit. We do our survivor. We do a rapid pick 'em. Is there anything else you want us to talk about? Put it in the comments, and we'll bring it up as we go. So for survivor, I'm going to go first. And this breaks my heart to do it, but I'm going with the Chiefs, and I actually think they cover the line. Give me Priest Holmes. Give me this throwback black. I love this jersey. One of the reasons I picked the Chiefs this week is I wanted to wear it. I was either between this or a Tony Gonzalez jersey that I had, but it was red. I don't like it as much. So I'm going Chiefs, and I actually think it's not even going to be close. I think the Titans are going to go out there. I think they're going to fall flat on their face.
Why? Like that's crazy. I'm on the exact opposite side. I think the Titans are going to keep it close. Chiefs are going to win, but that's crazy.
Why do I think they're going to?
I don't think Greg's picked against the Chiefs once.
But
probably not. Why do I think the Pats are going to? Why the Pats? Why the Titans are going to fall flat on their face? Tannehill's still hurt, and he's not going to be able to be mobile enough. The Chiefs' run defense is third, and that's really the only thing the Titans have going for them. Without Treylon Burks, they have 0 pass. Defensively, I don't think that their secondary can keep up with anybody on the Chiefs. I think you could honestly start any Chiefs receiver, and they're going to have a big game. The only hope that they got is their interior rush defense pass rush is fantastic. So if they can get after Mahomes and make him uncomfortable, they have a chance. But besides Christian Fulton, they can't cover shit. The safeties played pretty well, but whoever Terrence Mitchell is covering is going to get burned all fucking day. So
Terrence Mitchell, who you said?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a former Chief. Yeah, we hated him in Kansas City. We were so happy we got rid of him.
He's so bad. He gets beat every play. So, yeah, he's going to get roasted. Next up was Cody. Who's your survivor?
Yeah, so I know I just talked up Kamar and everything, but my survivor pick this week's actually going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Give me Lamar, my preseason MVP pick, primetime Monday night game against a pretty weak Saints defense. I think he's going to have his way. Like Izzy just said before, they just got Roquan Smith, so that defense is getting even better. I think Ravens over Saints, and I don't even maybe by 10. I don't even think it's going to be that close a game.
All right, Chris, survivor.
My survivor pick is going to be. Can I get a drum roll, please? Is
he's just trying to buy time.
Huh?
I said you're just trying to buy time.
I'm gonna go Packers over the Lions.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Gotta break my losing streak. I was 6-0. Now I'm 6-2.
All right, Greg, your survivor.
Well, I was going to take the Chiefs, but I'll save them for next week or the week after, so no worries. I am actually going to go
I don't cheer for a team to lose as much as I do now.
I'm going for the Dolphins this week because they're playing the Bears. They are on the road. Fields has been playing a lot better. He just got Claypool. Dolphins should do just enough to get the win. They'll probably win by 3 or 4 points.
All right. Cody, will you give us an update on what the score is for everybody? I know I'm killing it. That's all I know.
All right. So Survivor, if you haven't looked in the description box, we have Izzy and I tied for first at 6-2. We have Greg right behind us on our tails at 5-3. And Pat, we got you a block away at 3-4-1.
Whoever I pick loses. That's what this was about.
Oh, I like the strategy.
Yeah. Fuck them.
A very controversial 3-4-1, I should say.
Very controversial. It should be 4-4, but that's fine. All right, we're going to move into rapid fire pick 'em. Just take about 15 to 30 seconds per pick. Whoever you like for the game. On your team, because you'll get your own team, you can spend a minute, 2 minutes, whatever you want. So, Cody, you go first. Eagles, Texans.
Give me the Eagles. There's not really much to talk about. Just give me the Eagles.
Yep. Greg, Chargers, Falcons.
I like the Chargers to bounce back. They haven't been playing that well lately. Atlanta's been kind of overachieving. I think Herbert gets the job done.
All right. Izzy, Your Dolphins against the Bears.
The fucking Dolphins, bro. Tua time is undefeated when he's starting.
He is. He's 5-0.
And guess what? Tyreek Hill is better under Tua than Patrick Mahomes.
He's got more receiving yards, less touchdowns, though.
That's kind of huge, actually. We could actually bring that up next week as a debate topic. Cody.
Oh, I'd love to see Izzy and Greg talk about that one.
That's going to be a debate topic for next week for sure.
We'll just wait till he breaks Calvin Johnson's single season receiving record, and then
I'm gonna make sure I get my popcorn ready for that one, and you guys can go at it.
All right, Cody. Panthers Bengals.
Panthers Bengals. Give me Bengals on a bounce back game. Panthers looked good since basically unloading everyone, but I'll take the Bengals. I think the Bengals are at home, aren't they? Which helps. Yeah, I'll take Bengals on a bounce back.
Cody, staying with you, Packers at Lions.
All right. I'm actually going to go Detroit. And my reasons being, again, we didn't address any receiver issues. And now there's some rumblings of some tension in the locker room as far as the defensive side goes. I'm hearing a lot of the players aren't really liking the play calling and the schemes and everything going on. And Matt LaFleur has stood by saying there's not going to be any coaching changes as far as the defensive end goes. So it's just issue after issue in that locker room right now. Give me Detroit.
All right. Colts at Pats. Izzy.
I really don't know what to do with this one. The fact that the Colts are playing Ellinger and Bill Belichick's like 16 and like 70 something record against young quarterbacks gives me faith that it'll be a Patriots win. But the Patriots, we didn't really talk about the games from last week much, but the Patriots scored 9 points last week against the Jets without a first down on turnovers by the Jets. They had a drive that was 4 yards, -2 yards, and like 6 yards, and they somehow scored 9 points, which is the make or break of the game. So Mac Jones under center has been really rough. Like he had one pick, almost threw a pick six that should have stood. So hopefully Bailey Zappi gets another shot here. But I'm going to go Patriots. Their defense is
okay. Taking the Pats D, a couple turnovers. I mean, Ellinger will probably throw 2-3 picks. I like it.
Oh, Mac Jones, by the way. You want an easy fucking bet to throw in any ticket? Mac Jones INT. It's been like 10 straight games. I tell it every week. It's hit every week.
What if it's 1.5?
Huh?
What if he's at 1.5?
No, I mean, it's usually like most INT plays are just one, like 0.5. Yeah, it's usually most quarterback INT plays are 0.5. So usually just for a 1.
But if it is 1.5, would you still take it against the Colts defense?
Not against the Colts.
No. All right.
Maybe Gilmore gets a pick today.
Maybe. Greg, Bills at Jets.
Nah, Bills. They're going to roll them.
They're going to roll them. I lost my order. We're going to go back to Izzy. Vikings at Commanders.
Vikings, bro. Cody and I's dark horse Super Bowl team's looking like the studs muffins right now. TJ Hawkinson going to be sitting in the middle. You're going to have fucking Justin Jefferson doing the gritty down the sidelines, catching the ball. But I think the Vikings are better than the Eagles.
Do we think the Rams should have traded for Adam Thielen on the trade deadline? This goes back to Izzy's personal belief of how the Rams play their offense and the types of receivers that they use. Could have traded Allen Robinson for Adam Thielen, and it might have added something to that team.
The Rams should have traded for an offensive lineman. But did you also see that they offered a 2024 first and a 2025 first for Brian Burns, and the Carolina Panthers declined it? It's like they wouldn't have a first-round pick for the next, 10 years.
Fuck them pick.
Oh, but remember when Sean McVay won his Mickey Mouse Super Bowl last year, and he sat up on the stage and literally was like making fun of Belichick for drafting Cole Strange, who's been asked, not going to lie. I mean, he got benched last week against the Jets. But, you could have really used a lineman.
That's true. All right, Cody, Raiders at Jags.
Oh, God. Could I ask the audience? Give me the Raiders, I guess.
Go the Jags, bro.
They're going to find a way to lose. This is Jacksonville. Greg, this is a good game. Seahawks, Cardinals. Battle of the West.
Who's home?
Cardinals.
Cardinals win.
You're going Cardinals over the Seahawks. Oh, Izzy says no.
Oh man,
You have a lot of belief
No,
in
them.
him.
fucking Minnie Mouse at quarterback at the Cardinals can't throw over 220 yards. I took his under for the season that had 4,000 yards. It's already, to me, it's already cashed. They had Derek Carr. They had Derek Carr 4,500 yards and Kyler at 4,000. I took the double under on a power play for $30. Give me my money. Just Kevin already because those they suck.
Yeah, they've both been bad.
Only halfway through the season, man. Izzy, Rams at Bucks.
Whew. Talking about the game of we thought was going to be NFC Championship game, which is now turned into the Disaster Bowl. I'm going to go with the pathetic Bucks because I got to turn it around. If they're going to turn it around and save any sort of a season, it's got to be this game. Actually, both teams. I mean, if the Rams fall to 3-6, you could say goodbye to the division because that Niners team, oh man, CMC looks like he's proving everything I thought was going to happen, but he's in a new team, new logo, and goddamn.
I thought you said Christian McCaffrey was going to get hurt and no one should draft him.
I did. I'm eating my words hard. But that was Panthers CMC. This is now Niners CMC, you know.
So the most injured team over the last 3 seasons gets the most injury-prone running back.
Maybe it's like the curse. It's like 2 negatives make a positive.
All right. Greg, our game, Titans-Chiefs. I've already picked the Chiefs, and I told you why. So what do you got?
I mean, I'm going to go with the Chiefs, but I think Titans are definitely going to cover that spread. That's a huge friggin' spread. It's ridiculous. I mean, most people, I'd say, would take a team, the money line, if they're 12.5-point favorites. It's very rare that they would lose. But all they're going to have to do is contain Derrick Henry, which they've shown they can do that. They've done it in the AFC Championship game before. Spags will come up with a good play design. We get McDuffie back this week, which is huge. He hasn't played since week 1, and he only played, I think, 1 or 2 quarters, but he looked like a true shutdown, lockdown corner. Like I said, it's only a small sample size, but he looked really good. So I'm excited to have him back. Hopefully Tony gets a little bit of action. Maybe he'll be in a few packages, get out there for like 20% of the snaps or something, get him involved. But yeah, Chiefs always get their butts kicked by the Titans. So I think Mahomes is going to come out with a little chip on his shoulder and try to get the W.
Mahomes is going to throw for like 350 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Juju Smith-Schuster is going to have the biggest game of his career or some shit. Yeah, Titans are going to break my heart. It's fine. Cody, your survivor pick, you already picked them, but go ahead and go Ravens, Saints, and the total points scored.
Oh, all right. Ravens, Saints, obviously Ravens, my survivor pick. Total points scored. We're going to go.
You're going to blow a load, bro?
55.
55.
31-24.
31.
Even though I just said the game might be more than 10 points, but 31-24.
Whatever your heart says. All right. So you guys got any other fun topics you want to talk about before we head out? We'll definitely save the debate of Tyreek Hill, who has the better quarterback, whether it was Mahomes or Tua, for another day. But anything else that came across that we didn't touch on?
I have one
for you.
Go. You go first.
All right. Well, mine is just going to piggyback off Izzy before saying how the Niners look good. I would be willing, and like I said, goes back to me being bearish on the Eagles. I'd be willing to say that the Niners are a better team than the Eagles right now.
So, okay.
I would argue.
I mean, they did beat the Rams, but the week before that, they got blown out.
I don't agree. I mean, like fucking.
The Chiefs put up like 50 points.
Jalen Hurts is no fucking stud, but he's developing nice. Jimmy G's a fucking shit show waiting to happen.
A team is more than the quarterback.
Since when?
No, the Titans have proved that for years now.
Yeah, they haven't won shit though.
Whether it was Derrick Henry, Earl Campbell, CJ, Eddie George.
Yeah, but they haven't won a trophy, the big trophy.
Well, thanks to Tom Brady, not many people have won the big trophy.
Well, no, now it's Patrick Mahomes. Oh wait, that's only one.
Jordan Heck.
I mean, to be honest, last I checked, you can go back how many years now to win a Super Bowl, you need a top 10 defense. So we can talk about great quarterbacks and everything. But last I checked, Mahomes hasn't been there because he hasn't had a top defense. Rodgers hasn't been there because, well, I mean,
Why?
Why?
What was the last 3 years? What was the Packers defense the last 3?
Because Rodgers.
So I muted you guys. I just found out that I have this power and it's awesome. But anyway, I don't think Cody realizes he's been muted. Neither of them do. But I should not be given that power. Anyway, I thought that was fun. But I just wanted to put a little stamp in that because the reason that Rodgers and Mahomes don't have a top 10 defense is because they're taking a third of their salary cap. You take that big of a paycheck, your team's going to be
if you didn't mute my mic, I was going to get into that, you asshole.
If you actually notice, Pat, the two people this way, or that way, whatever way, their teams have $50 million quarterbacks, and they're both like, why didn't we make a trade for an all-star at the deadline? Because you're poor.
Because you got no money.
I mean, Chiefs have plenty of draft capital. We have like 12
but you got no more draft capital.
But when you have guys on rookie contracts, you can trade for them and have them under the cap. Like there were definitely Josh Allen was affordable. Brian Burns was affordable.
But why do the Chiefs need a wide receiver if they develop wide receivers so well?
I was talking about defensive end.
I love the callback there.
We're fine on the offensive side. I don't know. Scaling's fine. We traded for Tony. Like we're okay like offensively, but we need defensive end. We need more pressure.
All right, let's get to Jordan's question here since he threw something in the comments. Jordan says Hines is available, but he's not sure if he's better than Cook, Fournette, or Travis Etienne. I mean, it's a good match, Nyheim Hines at Buffalo now, but I don't think he's going to outperform Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, or Travis Etienne, especially with Etienne taking the whole workload down there in Jacksonville now.
Yeah, I like
Etienne's a top 5 running back now.
Yeah, I like Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you're asking Hines over these guys, you're not dropping any of these guys for Hines, if that's the question.
Fournette has only averaging like 3.3 yards per carry, but I still think he's going to get more catches and more work because Hines is still sharing a backfield with Singletary. So I'm not sure if that was a full-on question or if you were just making a statement, but we wanted to bring it up for you. Thanks for the love. All right, guys. Anything else we want to get into before we sign off? I think
NFL rule change.
Okay.
Like recently, so I was the Patriots Jets game this last weekend. But Mac Jones threw a pick six, right? Quarterback does. He throws the ball. Clearly, the ball's out of your hand before the foul occurs. He gets pushed down late. They throw roughing the passer. They move the ball. Patriots get to keep the ball. It's not a pick six. They get to keep the ball and go forward 15 yards. I say that that's a bullshit rule. If the quarterback already gets rid of the ball and he gets hit late, if the ball gets picked, then it should just be an interception and the team's offense should go back 15 yards. Because it's an after the play flag. Like it's not like he's not getting you don't call roughing the passer while they're still throwing the fucking ball.
I mean, I agree with you, but that also goes along with if a team intercepts the ball and they start returning it and then they fumble it, it's now first down for the offense if the offense recovers it again.
Yeah, I agree. And then you just get a 15-yard penalty then.
Yeah, so like that's fucking stupid too. But
I mean, the Jets game, like Mahomes, like Mac Jones literally threw the ball, wasn't even touched. It was a horrible throw. It was an easy pass.
Yeah, I saw it.
And then it was a late push, and then somehow the Patriots keep the ball. And the rule makes no sense. Like it was a clear turnover before the foul. Like no matter what happened with the foul, the play already occurred. The ball's already in the air. It was a clean throw. No one was around him. It should have just been a 15-yard penalty. The Jets should have caught the interception where he caught it back 15 yards. Like you shouldn't have gotten bailed out and you got to keep the ball and get points. Like it swings games. These refs have been horrible. These roughing the passers this year is becoming like horrible for the NFL.
Well, I agree they need to change that, but then you're going to get into this thing is when was he hit? Was it clearly after? Like, does he have to make a football move? Does he have to put his arm down?
Well, like, I mean, for example, right? Like before this week, is how bad the Bucs have been. If the Tom Brady roughing the passer call didn't get called, and let's say the Falcons won that game, the Falcons would have been first in the NFC South, which they are now. I mean, they are now, but like
they would have been 5.
It would have been a week earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. I think we bitched about the refs a few weeks ago.
I'm all for it.
Terrible.
like, I mean,
I think the play should have to fully like. I'm real stuck on the turnover bullshit because it's happened to the Titans in the past. The Titans will intercept the ball, they'll return it like 20 yards, and then they'll get stripped, and then the offense will recover, and then now it's new 1st and 10 for the offense. The play never ended. Like possession never changed. Once the play starts, you should finish the play all the way out and then see what happens. And then
Technical terms, possessions changed because he intercepted, made a football move. He is then in possession of the football.
Right.
Then he fumbles.
But it's still 4th down, 3rd down, whatever it is. Like they don't reset the clock. They don't like stop the play. Possession might have changed, but the play's still going on because the whistle never blown.
I just think it's embarrassing that a $1 billion organization has worse refereeing than a bunch of drunk guys at a bar who could probably all come
Bring back the replacement refs. We need them.
No, fuck those guys.
Like
I would never want to be a ref in the NFL. Like that shit would be fucking terrible. Everyone hates you. Like nothing you call is right. And some of these home crowds are crazy. I would
Pay me
not
6
want to be
figures and I'll do it.
they make 6 figures. They make more than 6 figures.
I don't know. Let's see what
I would do a lot of things if the money was right.
Actually, a lot of these refs already are doctors and lawyers and stuff. They're not like.
It's just a side thing. That's what most refs do. They get paid per game, and then they just get paid when they go.
I think
the average is $205,000 per year.
It's 6 figures.
I'll take that.
We're in the wrong field, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck am I doing?
Anyone comes to your homes, I'm ready. Ready? Roughing the passer. Yeah. I can be Arrowhead's favorite referee. Anyone touches Juju Smith-Schuster, pass interference, defense, every time.
So I don't know what
if anyone's wondering why Chris isn't on the show next week is because the NFL called him up to be a ref.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been fun. Everybody at home, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're here once a week to try to do about an hour show. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the love, and we'll see you next time.
If I get muted one more time, I'm quitting the show.
I love it.
You just can't handle the fact that y'all's team sucks.